This is music you make love to. You're damn right.
Pop Evil in studio.
This is the point of the show. They really rocked their ass off. It's time to nuzzle close. Serious.
It's been a little too long since we've seen some lighters in the air.
This is when she starts making her own gravy.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you hear this song from Pop Evil.
Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
Yes, I think we definitely do.
It's a sad song. It's a little sad here, Lee.
Well, you know,
It's
it's
kind of like bittersweet.
It's bittersweet. I think that's a better way to
wanna hear
do
the
it,
hook.
you know.
It's so much better with you on it, Zane.
Yes. Oh, man. And then you
True
made
story. True story. And then
Yes, it's got to be.
made love and had another brew, I'll tell you that. Got unsober real quick.
Welcome back.
It's good to be home, man.
Tonight, brought to you by GRD and Shock Top Lemon Shandy.
Gonna
Free
be a
show with Pop Evil.
Free show, going to be a crazy night, and we're excited, man. I mean, we haven't been back home since Wingstock, so we're excited. And I don't think we played Orbit Room. I can't even remember the last time we played Orbit Room. It's been a while.
Now, well, first of all, can people still get tickets? Because they need a ticket, right?
I think so. I think
Yeah, you gotta have a ticket
through
to get in.
WGRD.com. Click on the freeloaders button. I think is your final opportunity.
Yep.
Steve, will you grab JT and make sure there's not other ways that maybe Shafee or Jackie may have a giveaway. Dave, you're the promotions guy. Oh. Yeah, that's what I said. Go to the website. I just said that. You can talk. Don't just point.
Yeah, just talk.
Use your words.
Voice. You've
Put
learned
your
English.
GRD truck today at 5 at the Orbit Room. You can have more chances to win tickets.
There we go.
Oh, it is
There we go.
buried on there.
It is
It's not
21.
buried
I'm
on
curious
there.
to know.
That's the wrong
It's sponsored by beer. So what if instead of a free show, what if fans bought tickets but it was free beer all night as an alternative?
I don't think that's legal.
It'd be
I think
fun.
That's the issue.
It'd be a
would
great show.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd buy a ticket to that.
It'd be a great show. It'd be a great show if everyone made it by the time we played.
We'd have to
Everyone's
make it.
asleep.
Yeah, maybe the booze could be free after you play.
After we play, or
at
only
least
start.
after you start.
Only once
When
we
we
start,
start,
then it
yeah.
starts. Yeah.
Then during
That is-
purple, people be losing their minds.
Yes, they would be. Gravy.
Maybe
would
their
be
lunches.
being made. Yes.
Man.
Yes.
So you guys had a week off.
We did. Well, we've had 2.5 weeks,
2.5
kind of,
weeks.
but some of it has been starting to write on this new record, so it's not really a full 2.5 weeks off. But it's been exciting. I mean, it's been a long haul. We've had some crazy tours this year alone, and we're excited. We're kind of wrapping up this album cycle and getting ready for this, a third album. I mean, who would have thought 3 albums now? It's incredible to see.
Do you hope you
See
get
the
to
journey.
have a fist fight with the record label for a year before the next album
No,
comes out?
no,
That seemed
please.
like a
Let's
lot.
not even talk about no fist fights.
You want to
man.
do it the easy way this time?
Yeah, let's do it the normal way. Let's do it the
tearing
real
up
way, right?
contracts.
Actually have no contract rip-ups. Just let's put an album out from the beginning with the video, get it all doing like how every other band does it. How it's supposed to work.
How it was meant to be.
How it's meant to be. That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
How it was promised to be.
Or how we expected it to be for us.
Now, I think we need to devote some attention to Nick Fueling. Now, Nick is the guitarist. Did I say that right?
Yep, that's right.
Is the guitarist for Pop Evil. And it's a really interesting story how Nick came into the band, because when we met Nick, it was at Wingstock.
Yeah.
And you were maybe at one show under your belt with Pop Evil, or was that your first show?
No, I'd had a couple before that,
Okay.
but still very new.
It wasn't long.
You were handpicked, and it was an open-ended deal. It was, we want you to join us. No guarantees.
Yeah, give the background of that
Tell
call, because
exactly
you were.
weren't you like a college student at Ferris or something, just sitting around? Or
No, I was at home. I was actually working a part-time job at Best Buy.
Okay.
Kind of,
in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
and the band knows you through one of those rock, relationships. They know you from a friend or whatever.
So the phone rings. One of them calls you, and you're like, Geek Squad, hello.
Yeah, we went to college together. Nick and I did. So that's
that's
how you know.
Okay, so
Okay. So you called him.
Chachi knows Nick.
Yes.
You get a phone call one day out of the blue, right?
Yep.
It wasn't like you had a hint there was something coming down the pipe. Out of the blue, you get a phone call.
Out of the blue, it was a Monday night. I get a phone call from Chachi, and he's like, "Hey, do you think you could be here tomorrow?"
and learn 30 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you could learn the Pop Evil catalog and be here tomorrow to play a show on Wednesday?
And where was here when they said that?
We were the
we
first
were-
show. I think we were in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Okay.
What crazy pressure. Do you go up there with a music stand and just put it on there?
He was trembling a little bit. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
How many days in a row did you poop water?
I think no more than 13 or 14.
Okay, that's not bad.
really,
That's not bad.
That sounds like one of the
hydrated.
That sounds like one of the most terrifying scenarios possible because it's like, it's like they make movies. If it was baseball, they'd make it into a movie. You got the call to go pitch for the Texas Rangers, and you were working at Geek Squad.
And keep in mind, Chachi was the only one who ever met him, and knew him. Like the rest of us never even met him. So
You were in a pinch.
Wow.
You needed a guy. You go to the bullpen, and you got not Valverde.
we didn't go to the bullpen. We went to the minor leagues, just pick someone up. You know what I mean? We just picked somebody up at the time.
Stopping off at the beer league. Hey, anybody
Actually,
got a bat?
No, we picked Kurt Warner up at the grocery store. Is what we did. You know what I mean?
Crap, man.
Chachi, that's pretty gutsy. I mean, you guys are looking for a replacement, and you say, "Hey, I got a guy. None of you have met him, but he's good."
Yeah, I mean,
that's a little nerve-wracking for you. You obviously had confidence in Nick.
well, I was already the new guy in on the block, and when I knew that things were getting rough, and Nick and I have always stayed close since college, and he's a big rock fan, and he's always been a fan of Pop Evil, and I was like, do you think you know any of their songs? We talked about it, if he knew the songs, we played it, and he's like, yeah, I listen to Octane and Out There, and he was a huge fan, and I was like, man, we need a guy now. He might know a couple songs, and I'm like, and I know that he's easy to get along with everybody, and that I know he's a great player. And I didn't knew that not word of mouth. I knew that of seeing him play for 4 or 5 years in college.
and that's what matters.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, we don't. And it was also easy because we didn't really have a backup plan. It wasn't it was Nick versus 5 other dudes. It was we need somebody tomorrow to go on tour. So.
But obviously the fact that it's worked long term means that even if there were other guys, that's the right choice.
Well, it was it wasn't easy. I mean, it wasn't easy for Nick. Wasn't easy for the band. When you have a tour, it's one thing which we found out firsthand when you cancel a show. There's a lot of variables, and fans don't always understand that. So it all comes back on the band. So if managers or labels or things internally allow for a cancel, it's your fault. So you got to make sure we weren't going to cancel. There was no way we would have had to cancel not just a show. We would have canceled a whole tour.
Everybody assumes
there was a lot of people let down. So Nick came in with just the understanding that, hey, you're just going to help us through this tour, and then you'll be gone. We'll find the next guy. And Nick kind of knew that going in, and he's had to work at it. Just because you play the guitar doesn't mean you're going to fit the chemistry-wise with a certain group or band.
He had a farmer's tan.
And did he have a farmer's tan? Yeah. He was doing a lot of farming at Best Buy in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
Arms looked like your skin, Lee, and the rest of his body looked like a Holland native.
Well, like I said, man, he's really grown up, and it's funny, how people really, when you get after it, become rock stars. I remember us the first year or 2 years, and then to who we are now, even as people, and then to see Nick and how he's transformed in 8 months is incredible, and his writing is off the charts. So just, I think what Chachi said is the best thing. What fans don't understand is 90% of it you think might be music. It's about 10% music, 90% people, because, you spend all the time with each other. So if the guy doesn't really get along with us, it doesn't really matter how good he is.
So it's like taking a road trip with people in a car for a year.
Yeah.
Think about
for years on end.
Yeah,
years
how many
on
people
end,
can you sit in a car with that long get along with?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put you on the spot. He's permanent then.
Well, it's looking like no. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. It all comes up on this next rate. Nothing. How about this? There's no guarantees in this business.
He's
not
gotta
even for
continue
me.
to be good, so.
Yeah, he's got to continue to grow and continue to expand. But he's definitely on the verge to being on this next record. And at the end of the day, for any musician, that's where your legacy is. Whether it's me, who started it back in the day, or Nick, who's the newest member. Yeah, you're leaving. He's going to have an opportunity to leave his legacy, and it's not just about.
Not f this up, Nick.
Yeah, it's not.
You better not screw this up, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. He's actually, he's held his own, and we actually sent a couple people home, that were up for it. So
you're
this
really,
is your moment. Yeah. You are the guy.
But someone who's been around, I know me and Dave and Matt have been around, from the beginning and all. But I'll tell you what, man, when these fans hear what they're about to hear, what Nick's going to do in this thing, it's bigger than anything we've ever done. So we're really excited to be a part of it. He's come at the right time. I was teasing him the other day in Nashville. We're like, you kind of the unfortunate side is you came kind of now, so you don't really have the experience that we had, kind of getting here. Yeah. But the good news is you came now, so you don't have to put up with all that stuff. That we had to put up with.
You don't have
so
to have
you don't
that
have
experience.
to. Yeah, he doesn't have to eat the bologna sandwich that we once had to eat. Actually, I think we still eat a bologna sandwich every now and then. But it's he's just an incredible guy, man. I mean, the only thing I don't like about him is he's a Steelers fan, and you know what I mean. That's all I gotta say.
Oh wow!
No, he loves the Lions though. His Lions are his parents are from Michigan, so he's got Michigan roots.
Matt, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I don't think Nick has ever experienced the tender touch of a Grand Rapids woman.
Oh, actually, Matt is right.
I mean, at the show tonight, just keep that in mind. You know,
are you trying to get him laid right here?
And
on the radio?
he is single, right?
Yeah, he's single.
Yeah.
He's newly single. I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He's tall.
For sure.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
Dutch ladies, you could still be shorter.
I mean, we've
He's tall. He's got all his rock jewelry on. I mean, he's happening now. God is
he's a rock star now.
He's a rock guy.
I just to really get him to be a part of the group. I think I mean, we plowed through a bunch of those Grand Rapids chicks, and back in the day.
Hell, even your dad saw some of those chicks.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
I like how some of the guys laugh into it, and then Dave kind of backs off. Like, man, that ain't for me. That ain't my scene.
Joe Biden laugh.
Oh, wow.
How's it going? It's awkward.
See, the music is really.
The Pop Evil in studio. Remember, Shockpocalypse tonight. Shock Top, Lemon Shandy, and GRD presented. You can get your tickets. Look for the GRD truck at the Orbit Room starting at 5 o'clock today for your last chance to win tickets. It was written down right in front of me. Dave's right. But what happens after this? You go out on more tours, right?
Worldwide, finally, for the first time.
100 bands?
We do. But first we tour Canada with Black Label Society, Zach Wild and crew. So we're stoked about that.
Wow,
and
that's
then,
cool.
We do that. Then we do Europe for the first time. We're going to do Sweden, and then the Shiprock cruise.
Okay.
And then we're doing, for the first time, we've done some pretty crappy New Year's. Like this whole, I remember we did the bowling alley over in Alpine once. It was horrible. We did Flanagan's. Yeah. Horrible. Yeah. We did an intersection one, which that was okay.
That was cool.
Yeah. But we got too annihilated. But this year, the biggest one of Pop Evil history, we're doing Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. So we're excited. I guess the band's moving up.
Missing.
Yep, someone's going to be missing, but old school Las Vegas. Okay. So we're ready to bring it there.
Yeah. So do people who you work with bring this stuff up to you? Do you want to go to Vegas or is it you are going to Vegas? I mean, how does it work?
No, they just tell us what up.
Okay.
Yep, we don't ever do. We don't. The band. I mean,
you just want to play. Doesn't matter where you play.
How about this? I booked this band for 8 years to never want to book it again. I'm not doing any of that. When I get some alone time,
itinerary to show up on the phone, right?
As long as they keep us playing, I don't care where they play us. We'll play in Timbuktu. I don't care as long as we don't have to bring our equipment.
I would love to go.
But
which is why next Saturday Pop Evil is playing in my basement.
Hey,
for me alone.
Hey, man, you're there.
Sorry for the book. Have you done any private gigs?
Private gigs are real expensive. We don't do a ton. You know what I mean? We always get the birthday parties.
A lot of money.
They'll charge. Yeah, they'll charge. I don't know what it costs. I don't even know what we get paid normally with it. You know what I mean? We don't. Again, we don't deal with the day to day because we're so when you and again it's hard. Every show like today we'll do the show here in Grand Rapids. Tomorrow's Detroit. So we have the same kind of work ethic when we get up. Try to get some sleep in. We got sound check around noon. You try to eat somewhere in there.
Yeah.
The guys all train, so we all try to get ready for that. Especially Chachi, he'll go on his runs, because you got to stay fit as best you can. We've been off for 3 weeks, so try to get back in the swing of it. And then of course sound check, some more of that, and then meet and greets. You know what I mean? You got to do that. So by the time you get to 6:30, 5:30, 8 o'clock, and of course tomorrow, right, is football time. So everything stops for me with football time. So you know what I mean? And then of course the show starts around anywhere between 8 and 10 o'clock. And then, you usually sign and hang out after. It's harder to do in Grand Rapids.
Do you have a ritual? Is there a ritual before every show?
This is the ritual, kind of.
In terms of like getting your voice in shape.
It varies. Usually we try to do a shot toast before we go on. I think that's the only thing. The Jagerbomb toast has become a popular tradition.
Probably an understatement. We'll go late if we have to.
We'll go late. We
That's
gotta
happening.
But not everyone drinks Jagerbomb like we all used to. I mean, it used to just be Jager all piled up, but now everyone's kind of got their.
You've become more mature.
Like there's 3 Jagers, a carrot juice, and a water.
I think we've just drank our share, so it's everyone's a little bit. No, if I drink any more Jager, I'll throw up before the show. So you can't do the same. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit of mix of vodka. Sometimes guys are doing water, Gatorade, whatever it is. It's just the cup and the camaraderie is what it's become.
Is this what you love? I mean, is this like a thing where it's like
the lifestyle or the band?
Is it like every day? Is it like? Do you ever get to the point where like I wanted this, but damn.
No, I think
there's got to be something more. Does
that
ever cross your mind? Or is it always like, this is
dream job.
This is what I've always wanted to do. I'm never going to get tired of it.
How about this? It's a dream job, but just because you love your job, it doesn't mean that you don't miss your family. It doesn't mean you don't miss your friends. Like, yeah, I mean, it's just like, I'm sure by the time you ask any pro athlete, you ask LeBron or you ask Megatron, by the time he suits up to that, 15th, 16th game, he's like, okay, dude, I'm just ready to go home and just be normal, And I think that's how we felt. It was just nice to just go to a movie. Like, we don't get to go anywhere. You live on a tour bus, which we're blessed to have. I mean, tour buses are, that's the biggest expense for any band. So by the time you have a tour bus, those are like prison walls. I mean, there's no windows. There's barely any windows in a tour bus.
So you dream of getting one when you're getting started and you're driving in your van and pulling a trailer, and then you finally get one and it's your mobile prison.
Well, I think it
makes sense.
I think it's more.
A drag.
Well, I think it's more like this. Like we dream our whole life to get out of Michigan, only to hope to one day, to get back.
And it's like incredible. I think it's like anything else too, where like you set goals, but once you achieve them, you're going to chase bigger goals. We're definitely not satisfied with where we are, but we're not unhappy either. We're just we have a lot of climbing left to do still.
If you're satisfied, you're probably done.
Absolutely. And I think even that stuff about Kobe Bryant coming in, once you finally reach that place with yourself personally, like I've accomplished everything I wanted, but it's not just about us anymore. It's to be honest, on a serious note, it's a fight for rock and roll. I mean, like, we feel like we're a band that's meant to make sure people know rock and roll is not dead. And I know it sounds obvious to most rockers out there. Of course, rock and roll is not dead. But dude, when
a lot of people think it is,
when 3 Days Grace drops their record and only sells 5,000 copies the first week, that's a big struggle. I mean, and then of course here comes Mumford and Sons and they sell 600,000 right off the bat. And there's only 4 artists that went platinum in the last year alone. That's
true. What you just said is true.
Yes, it's very true. What I mean? Like, we were going over the numbers in Nashville. It's scary. And it's not just scary for Pop Evil, to all the people who might be listening who don't care about Pop Evil, don't listen. It's important for your other favorite bands that are rock and roll bands.
Yeah. What if that
it's
pendulum
so important.
Eventually will swing back? I think it will.
Well, we hope so. And we think it will too, but will it be, that's the thing. Radio's still going to be around. Fans are going to be around. Will your band be around? That's the key. And that's where we come in. It's like, there's going to be other morning shows, but it's the Freeburn Hot Wings show that's important to you guys. That's what affects you.
I remember when
Pop Evil, what affects us.
When I started in radio, we had a list of currents, and I remember it. We would have there'd be like 10, 15, maybe even 20 songs each week that were new artists.
Sure.
And this is early '90s, so but it doesn't matter who they were, but they were there, and they would get airplay,
get a shot.
And no offense to where we work or to any other radio station, but that does not happen anymore. No. It doesn't happen the way it used to at all.
Not at all.
Well,
and I don't know why. I don't know what happened along the road that made that different. And I think that has a lot to do. It's kind of like the perfect storm.
It is. Well, and you think I had this big talk. Again, we in Nashville were writing for the new record, and I had a couple of guys from Saving Abel, good friends of ours. And you take a song like "Addicted" for them, sold 2 million singles or 2 million albums, which you could think was great. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, there's a way to find out how many singles were illegally downloaded. There was 12 million. They sold 2 million, 12 million illegal downloaded. Yes. So they quoted it. They lost in gross as a band $2 million. I mean, if someone stole $2 million from you, where would you be? I mean, putting it at talking to the fans out there, like, where would you be? But for some reason in our profession, it's okay to steal $2 million of your salary. You can't live. I mean, that band, $2 million would be able to feed our band for 10 years to be able to put out more music.
Yeah.
But when that 2 million ends up being just 100,000, when you take, you're looking at 5 guys in our band, not to mention another 7 in our crew, not to mention the tour bus on top of it, and then to try to put a stage show together.
Yeah.
We're basically going up there with dirty, broken down Marshalls and just going to rock it raw for you because you know what? There's no, I guess we use the dirty analogy, there's no place for us to buy condoms, so to speak. We just got to give it to you raw.
There's no, we got to
exactly. We keep giving you the old, because there's no place.
That, like Matt.
Right. Yeah. It's not totally bad, but we've made a living off not wearing it. But I'm just saying that it's like, it's important to understand. Just when you really put that in perspective, because of course I hear, of course they steal, people download it. Oh, what's the big deal? But like when you put it in that perspective, if someone took $2 million out of your salary, where would you be?
What can you do as artists? Is there anything that can be done? Is there anything being done? I don't think that, like, when you hear about these lawsuits where the RIAA sues somebody, I don't know if that's. That doesn't seem like it's doing anything.
I think there's something we could do to answer that question. I think that would be the $1 million question. I think there's not one thing that someone can do. I think it's. I mean, I think it's a stronghold that the industry has over their artists. You know what I mean? That's dominated by, a handful of entities, and they decide, they're comfortable. They don't want to pay the artists.
I think we kind of hope, if they download our music, they might, hopefully, that money comes back towards us when they come to a show. Like, it might be somebody that may have not otherwise come to a show, or maybe they come to a show and buy a shirt, but that's something that you are never guaranteed, obviously.
Yeah, but
hope that.
But I think you sleep though, if you think.
I think labels. Yeah. I think labels and the higher powers don't really care about the individual band members that they want, or bands that they once did, or acts, because there's always an act coming up.
Yeah, they sign you when you have no leverage.
Well, exactly. Yeah. But here's the thing. There's always going to be another artist coming up. But here's the thing: for the artist, there's no more artist development anymore. It's not like, okay, we just spent all this money on this band, because it used to be, you heard 50 Cent, I got a $1 out the deal. I'm selling. People are getting $1 million signing bonuses. So when you've invested that kind of dollar into a band and artist, it's important to artists develop that act. Mm-hmm. But now, with the money not being as big, they're just running through. They're looking for lightning in a bottle.
Yep. Get
so
a band
what's happening,
for a year, ride them, make money off of a little tour.
And so, that's the thing where I really, and what people who don't understand about Pop Evil, where we've really made a career for ourselves. I mean, sure, we might not be, where some bands are, that you see on TV or whatnot, but we've made a business for ourselves because we've just stayed after and stayed on the grind. And the only way to do that is to literally give up everything and go live on the road. And that's what Pop Evil does. And that's really the only thing you can do, is stuff you can control.
Yeah.
And, one thing that's never changed in this business
build your audience.
Yeah, you built your audience. And that's the one thing that never changes, is how you can prove it to someone when they see them live. So get your free tickets tonight and come see us live. This is your chance.
Heck yeah. Well said. Yeah. Well said.
Well, I'm a businessman, so there you go.
Well, you must be doing something right, because about
important.
a year ago we used to have almost the same amount of Facebook friends.
Yeah, I know,
and now
right?
You guys are like
I know.
150,000, and that really makes me mad.
We do have the best fan. We do have the best fans in the world, on the planet, and the core of them.
Your page.
But the core of the fans for us start right here in Western Michigan. We just love it.
GRD and Shock Top Lemon Shandy present Shockpocalypse 2012. That's featuring Pop Evil tonight at the Orbit Room. If you want tickets, you can get them by finding the GRD truck. Look for the Dents at the Orbit Room.
Is there any other band playing? Anybody know anything else going on in that, or is it just you guys?
Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah,
there are a couple.
Yep. 21 and over. Las Vegas opens the show. All right. Guys, it's great to see all of you.
Always great to see you guys. Thank you so much.
Your shirt looks fantastic, by the way.
Yes, it does.
Whose shirt?
The one I'm matching with. I can't believe I haven't got called out yet.
I mean, we're good.
Yeah,
we're red today.
I walked in. I was like, man, I'm gonna get called out.
You guys are in
early morning.
Christmas spirit.
Ready
early.
for a Christmas party.
Yeah, the Christmas party.
You got all the accessories. Chachi's got the beard, the glasses, the hat.
Accessories, the beard.
He's got the little gold, or looks like shark tooth or something like that on his neck.
Yep.
Bear claw, is that what that is?
Yeah, it's real.
What are those actually shoestrings around your right arm, your right
hair ties, because my hair.
Hair ties.
And then you've got some mini pearls.
Mini pearls on your left arm. That looks really
I can take more
gay.
off if you guys want to see what else I have.
Wait till you see the beads down here.
Hold on a second.
Here, pull them real slow.
Oh man, that's gross.
Oh boy.
Pop Evil, continued success. Keep kicking ass.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
That's it for us. See you tonight. It's 97.9 GRD.